Hi guys, I'm Nina, here to give you a little walkthrough of the bullet journal I made for my Animal Crossing New Horizons town when it was first starting out. I kind of lost touch with the journal for a little while, but I've been getting back into it lately and I kind of want to start working on it some more. So I wanted to show you guys what I already have before I start showing you things that are new that I'm going to be making. So I added a little town name on the front of this happy planner. Which I like because you can take the pages right in and out as you need. They can be a little pricey, but I still like them and I keep them for a while, so I think it's kind of worth it. So I drew my island name, Keel Hall, up top. It's pretty pirate themed, so I liked using Keel Hall for the name because it's like a little fabrication of some fun pirate things that they used to do back then. So I'm gonna open up. In this book, I use a lot of different markers for the outline and the black. I usually use these Faber-Castell permanent pens. I like these a lot because they dry pretty quickly, and then sometimes if you go over them a little bit too fast, they do bleed. You can see it right here on this hello, but usually if you give them a little bit of time, not too much time, they work really well. And they come in different sizes too up here. Here I was playing around with some new highlighter pens that I got, these midliners, which are really great for highlighting different sections. Not so great for coloring in, I have found out. I'll show you guys later what they do. But I'm liking these Master's Touch alcohol pens a lot more for coloring. They're not too expensive for alcohol markers. I know they can be really expensive, so I liked that. I could kind of get a budget version, and they were on sale when I got them, so that especially helped. But they blend really nicely together, so I'll show you some of that too when we get to it. All right, so just to kind of start off, I've never made a bullet journal before, so a lot of this was kind of experiments and seeing what I liked and what I didn't like. I've been working on this Did I Play Today chart that'll show throughout the year from March 20th back through to March, how many days I've played New Horizons. So far doing so good, but you know, you can tell here that I didn't log my days for a long time and then just went in one day with all my markers and filled them back in. I've been a little bit better tracking, but it's just something that I need to get into the habit of. Kind of decorated it with some more Happy Planner stickers so that it kind of went for the whole year. Let's see. All right, this was like my little introduction page. I had so much fun making this when I first came up with the name Keel Hall, and I kind of wanted to make it that little piratey theme. So I did these like little scrolls. I started out with my island the day of the game launch, so 3/20/20, and then over here, I started with apples, Pashmina and Snake were my first villagers. I got a yellow airport, and I drew in really quick kind of my original map. I think it'd be really interesting to do another page coming up that shows my map now because it's changed so much since then. Then I wanted to kind of do a little introduction to my character, Grizzly, which is, you know, where Grizzly Crossing comes from. So I drew a little Grizzly here, which is kind of me, kind of not. Put her name, you know, our birthday here, February 3rd. The destination, she's of course going to Keel Hall, so I added some cute little decorations here, a pirate pin, since I knew I wanted it to be a pirate-themed island. My favorite flowers in New Leaf were the violets, so I added that. And then a little ship in a bottle here. These I all used the alcohol markers. So you can see, like here I made the tape of the About Me kind of look a little 3D, and I added shadows behind the button and the flower to make it look 3D, and they blend so nicely. So that's a really great example right there of these markers. If you've never used them before, I'm becoming a really big fan, so I highly suggest them. And then this was a fun little boarding pass that I printed out. Everybody was doing this on Twitter at one point, and I'll have to put the the link in the description for this. I think it's just dodoairlines.com, but check the description so you can make your own little boarding pass if you're starting a new island. I kind of censored this one a little bit, but I asked my followers on Twitter to send me their Twitter handle, their switch code, and their island names and their pronouns if they wanted me to add them to my switch so that we could visit each other's island. So I got, I think, about 2 pages worth of names, which was so much fun. But I had so much fun too doing this washi tape. You'll see this kind of theme throughout my bullet journal of this washi tape and then this kind of lettering that I do up at the top. In New Leaf, when I played New Leaf, was really bad at saving bells, so I made a little bell tracker here. This lighthouse started out blank, and my thought was to fill it in as I was saving bells in the Nook Bank. Again, I kind of dropped off my bullet planner for a little while, so I filled it in all on one day because I have lots of bells now. It's actually really easy to make bells in New Horizons, so my little lighthouse worked out really nice. I'm pretty excited with how it turned out. And then here, if you guys can see this detail of the orange kind of going to light orange into yellow, there's another great example of what the blending can do with those alcohol markers if you haven't tried them before. So that was super fun, and of course goes along with my pirate theme. I'm excited with this page. All right. I was doing feeling trackers too. You can tell exactly when I stopped filling this in. Kind of wish I had kept up with it because it's so interesting to me. I have a really weak stomach and have been kind of dealing with stomach issues for a while. So I wanted to really keep track of how that was feeling and how it affected my mood. So that's another thing I really want to try to get into. So this was for March. Drew little Celeste and some planets. Maybe I'll end up filling it in just for fun later. I did one for April too. I love Gaston. He is just my favorite Animal Crossing villager. So I drew him in a little plaid outfit with some flowers and was really excited for spring at this point. So this mood tracker, again, if I had kept up with it, would have been nice and beautifully filled in with all these flowers. And I make little keys at the bottom. If you look back, let's see, in March, these, I only did 4, thinking I would do like happy, okay, you know, sad, and really not great. But then kind of expanded on this one to add maybe sick feeling or nervous feeling or sad, which I think is what I ended up doing a little bit more with the next one. Let's see, is it in here? Yeah, June. So I did Flick for June. I think he's hilarious. I love his little quote when you give him some bugs to make a statue out of. He cracks me up. But if you look closely, you can see I colored him in, again, with those midliner highlighters, and you can really see the overlaps of the pens. So I need to kind of play around with them some more and see if I can get them to blend. If not, they're just gonna kind of be a highlighting thing for when I'm writing. I've been much better about keeping up with June. I've gotten all the way to the 17th, which when I'm recording this is today. So excited. And I kind of pared down the little emotions key over here. So that's been a little bit easier going too. We'll see if I keep that in July or not. Got some extra pages for more mood trackers as the months go on. Oh, notice here too that those alcohol pens really bleed through, especially this kind of thinner paper. So I always put like a backing page underneath so that it doesn't leak onto the paper behind it. Just a little tip for you guys. Let's see, this is kind of where I keep track of everything. So this whole section has a bunch of different pages where I'm keeping track of different things. So this first one is the Keel Hall registry, where I'm writing down any villagers that have lived in Keel Hall. I add their name, their species, their personality type, and then kind of what decor they use in their room so that when I'm giving them presents, I kind of know what will go well and what won't go well. I was also supposed to keep up with the moving dates. Definitely did not do that. Here's a second page. Again, I use that washi tape and the lettering on the top to keep everything kind of nice and uniform. This is one I really want to get back into also. I want to make little guides for each event that we have. So next year when the events roll back around, I can kind of look back and see, oh, this is how I get the items or the prizes or whatever. So definitely needs to work on that some more. I've added May Day and wedding season. I'm probably going to start listing what you can get from Reese and Cyrus in the wedding season. Got a second page all ready to go if I ever get on board with that. This is something that I'm using less and less. It helped a lot in the beginning. Just a little crafting page so that if you're making a lot of something, you can write down what item you're doing and what materials you need so that you can kind of go around the island and grab what you need before you go back. It also helped a lot when you're unlocking those first 3 housing kits from Timmy and Tommy Nook, so that you can make all of those different interior and exterior items and not have to keep running back to those houses and checking. So that was so helpful in the beginning of the game. I also started using it kind of for Bunny Day to keep track of all those different things we were trying to unlock, all those different DIYs. But would probably put that more in the events page if I went back and redid it. Here's where I was keeping track of all the bugs. So again, with the lettering and the washi tape, and I like to decorate those little bugs on top. This was really helpful at the beginning of the game, keeping track of what I had caught and donated to Blathers and what I haven't. Yes, you can look in your Nook phone and it'll give you a little icon to show you what you've donated, but I just like being able to write it down. It helps me remember, and then I can kind of flip back and forth really quickly. Here's the same thing for the fish. I even started writing down the price for these so that I could know really quickly if it was worth keeping, if it was worth selling, or if I didn't have room in my pockets, if I should just toss it back in the ocean. So again, with the washi tape and my lettering up top here, I'll probably go in and make my titles up here darker with a pen so that they stand out from the rest of the writing. Same thing here, keeping that washi tape the same so I know it's also in the fish section. Same thing with fossils. I was keeping track of which fossils and which part of each fossil I had collected so that I knew when it was completed or not. Again, you can always talk to Blathers or check in your museum, but I'm not a big fan of loading screens, so I like to just be able to glance really quickly at what I'd collected. This hybrid guide was really fun to work on. I kind of came up with my own little key on how to write out which flowers are growing where without like having to write red windflower 600 times. So I had different plots around my island at first and was trying to make different hybrids. So here I had growing on my campsite some yellow hyacinth and some red hyacinth, trying to make orange, and then later with those orange made purple. So that was really helpful to keep track of. I also was making, over here, blue windflower or pink tulips. So this was super helpful when I was trying to keep track of what I was trying to grow so that I didn't accidentally dig something up. This ended up being way too small, so you'll see on the next page that I started making the plots a little bit bigger. I need to draw out some more here, but I also left a bigger section for notes. Like, so here I wrote, when you're trying to make the gold roses, you have to use the golden watering can on black roses, and you have to be standing straight in front of the black rose for it to turn gold. I was also kind of keeping track of which roses had made a gold rose, so that was really helpful too. I've got my little daily to-do list. This has changed a lot as I've been playing the game. I don't really go around and shake all the trees anymore. I don't even hit the rocks anymore. I've got so much material stocked up in my in my house that I just kind of leave all that stuff alone now. So I need to make a new little to-do list so that I know what I need to do. But definitely a daily to-do is I've been gifting all of the villagers something special each day and wrapping it to kind of rack up those friend points. I'm hoping to get a lot of their picture frames. And then this was just a little calendar idea I had. I almost wanted it to be like a diary. So you can see I have the date, the day, and then if there was a special event going on. And then here I was going to put the weather. So you have 2 different weathers in the morning and in the afternoon in case it changed. Here I kind of started out strong, had a lot of little diary entries going about what I had done that day, met Pashmina and Snake, made the Black Bear's flag for Keel Hall, you know, was working on those Timmy and Tommy materials on that next day on Friday. But as I go along, I kind of teeter off just a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do in the future is try to bring this back. I really like tracking the weather. I really like having a spot to write special events. Here on this Sunday, I even wrote my turnip prices, but I want to condense it so that I don't have as much room to write. I'm noticing as I play more often now, I'm not playing as long and I don't have as many brand new things happening, so I don't really need as much room anymore. But this was really fun, and I can't wait to kind of go back and read through which things happened. Oh, look, Wednesday, April 1st, 4-star writing for my first time. So that was so exciting. Again, I kind of tutored off, but I went ahead when I was making this and did, I think, at least 2 months worth of these days and was having fun with the washi tape. I had high expectations. What can I say? Teetered off. It happens. But it's definitely good inspiration for, you know, making some more diary entries in the future. Just paring it down so that I know what I can handle. Here you can see I did little monthly banners whenever the month changed over. But I kept those, you know, lines in the same spot and did those washi tape headers at the top. I think that's about it. Keeping going. I'm still excited to kind of revamp this. That might be a video in the future. So let me know if you guys had any other entries. If you did a bullet journal, what kind of entries you guys had or what was really helpful to you. I'm excited to get back into it and see what I come up with. And, you know, I especially love these kind of daily things that give me a tracker of what's been going on. Anyways, it was so nice to talk to you guys. Hope you like this. Let me know what you think in the comments below. See you next time.